Welcome to the enlightening journey through divine economics, bridging Islamic teachings and economic systems. This seminar introduces a comprehensive exploration of the intersection between Islamic principles and modern economic theory. The book seeks to unravel the profound teachings of Islam that guide economic principles, emphasizing ethical foundations, justice, and a holistic approach to wealth and poverty. As we embark on this journey, we will explore the rich tapestry of Islamic economic thought and its relevance in contemporary economic systems. The global landscape of economics has undergone numerous transformations, yet the wisdom embedded in divine economics remains timeless, offering solutions that transcend cultural and historical boundaries. This seminar aims to bridge the gap between ancient wisdom and modern challenges, providing an in-depth understanding of how Islamic values contribute to a just and ethical economic system. The purpose of divine economics, bridging Islamic teachings and economic systems, is to provide a comprehensive framework that integrates Islamic ethical principles with modern economic thought. The book aims to define and establish divine economics. It introduces the concept of divine economics as a distinct economic paradigm rooted in Islamic teachings, distinguishing it from conventional economic systems. Bridge Islamic principles with economic theory by exploring foundational Islamic concepts like tawhid, oneness of God, rizq, sustenance, maqasid al-Shariah, objectives of Islamic law, and akhlaq, ethics. The book demonstrates how faith-based principles shape economic behavior. Promote ethical and justice-oriented economics. It emphasizes fairness, social justice, and ethical governance, advocating for economic policies that foster equity, sustainability, and well-being. Explore Islamic financial systems. The book delves into Islamic banking, interest-free finance, Zakat, Sadaqah, Waqf, and other economic instruments that ensure wealth distribution and poverty alleviation. Address contemporary economic challenges by examining globalization, digital finance, environmental ethics, and technological advancements. The book explores how divine economics remains relevant in today's economic landscape. Encourage practical application. Beyond theory, the book equips readers with the knowledge to apply Islamic economic principles in governance, business, trade, and financial decision-making. Overall, the book aspires to inspire scholars, policymakers, and individuals to rethink economic paradigms and implement ethical solutions for a just and sustainable global economy. The structure of this book is carefully designed to provide a comprehensive and systematic exploration of divine economics. Now, let us delve into each chapter one by one. Chapter 1: Introduction to Divine Economics. This chapter lays the foundation for understanding divine economics, defining its scope and distinguishing it from conventional economic systems. It explores the historical evolution of economic thought in Islamic civilization, highlighting how Islamic principles have shaped governance, trade, and wealth distribution. The discussion also examines the relevance of divine economics in the modern world, particularly in addressing economic injustices, ethical dilemmas, and global financial crises. Chapter 2: Ethical Foundations of Divine Economics. Ethics form the cornerstone of divine economics, and this chapter explores key Islamic principles such as tawhid, the oneness of God, rizq, provision and sustenance, maqasid al-Shariah, higher objectives of Islamic law, and akhlaq, morality and character. It emphasizes the role of faith and integrity in economic decision-making, demonstrating how ethical financial practices contribute to social stability and sustainable development. The discussion also highlights how moral considerations should guide business transactions, wealth accumulation, and resource distribution. Chapter 3: Wealth and Poverty in Islamic Economics. This chapter delves into the Islamic perspective on wealth and poverty, emphasizing economic justice and equitable distribution. It examines key instruments such as Zakat, mandatory almsgiving, Sadaqah, voluntary charity, Waqf, endowment institutions, usher, agricultural tax, and comes, a fifth of surplus wealth allocated for social welfare. The discussion illustrates how these mechanisms alleviate poverty, support community development, and promote economic balance. Real-world examples of poverty alleviation programs inspired by Islamic principles are also explored. Chapter 4: Islamic Banking and Finance. This chapter explores the principles and structures of Islamic banking and finance, which operate on interest-free and risk-sharing models. It examines financial instruments such as murabaha, cost-plus financing, mudaraba, profit-sharing partnerships, ijara, leasing contracts, and sukuk, Islamic bonds. The role of takaful, Islamic insurance, in promoting ethical risk management is also discussed. The chapter further addresses the challenges and innovations in contemporary Islamic finance, including regulatory frameworks, financial inclusion, and global market integration. Chapter 5: Business Ethics and Shariah-compliance. Business and trade are central to economic growth, and this chapter explores the ethical foundations of business in divine economics. It examines how businesses can align with Sharia principles, ensuring fairness, transparency, and accountability. Key topics include the evaluation of Sharia-compliant companies, ethical investment practices, stock exchange operations, and alternative models to usurious banking. This chapter also discusses the role of corporate responsibility in fostering economic justice and sustainability. Chapter 6: Economic Policies in Islam. Islamic economic policies are designed to ensure social justice, stability, and long-term prosperity. This chapter discusses fiscal policies, taxation, trade regulations, and monetary policies within an Islamic framework. It explores how Islamic governance structures develop economic policies that align with ethical principles while addressing contemporary economic challenges. Investment strategies, economic planning, and models for sustainable economic development are also analyzed to illustrate how Islamic economic policies can foster growth while ensuring fairness. Chapter 7: Environmental Ethics and Sustainability. Islamic teachings emphasize stewardship of the earth, Khalifa, and this chapter explores the role of divine economics in environmental sustainability. It examines Islamic principles of responsible consumption, ethical production, and conservation of natural resources such as water and energy. Discussions include how Islamic economic principles can contribute to climate change mitigation, sustainable development, and ecological balance. Case studies showcase practical applications of environmental ethics in Islamic economic thought. Chapter 8: Social Justice and Economic Equity. Economic justice is a fundamental objective of Islamic economics, and this chapter highlights the importance of inclusivity and empowerment. It explores gender equality, labor rights, and the economic participation of marginalized communities within the framework of divine economics. The role of Islamic teachings in humanitarian aid, social welfare, and wealth redistribution is discussed, along with justice-based economic models that can be applied in contemporary societies. This chapter emphasizes how ethical economic systems can foster a more just and compassionate world. Chapter 9: Contemporary Challenges and Future Prospects. The final chapter addresses the challenges facing Islamic economics in the modern world, including globalization, technological advancements, and financial innovations. It explores how Islamic economic principles can adapt to the digital age, including the ethical implications of fintech, cryptocurrency, and AI-driven financial systems. Case studies of successful implementations of divine economics principles demonstrate their practical applicability and effectiveness. The chapter concludes with a discussion on future opportunities for integrating Islamic economic principles into mainstream global financial systems. A call to action. This book aspires to equip readers with not only theoretical knowledge, but also the critical thinking skills needed to apply ethical economic principles in diverse contexts. It encourages a commitment to social justice, sustainability, and economic welfare guided by Islamic teachings. By embracing the wisdom of divine economics, readers can contribute to a fairer and more compassionate world, where economic success is measured not only in financial gains, but also in social well-being and ethical integrity. As we conclude this enlightening journey through the principles of divine economics, I hope this seminar has provided you with valuable insights into the intersection of Islamic teachings and modern economic systems. We've explored how ethical foundations, financial justice, and sustainability are integral to shaping a fair and balanced economic framework rooted in Islamic principles. But this is just the beginning. If you want to deepen your understanding, explore real-world applications, and gain a structured approach to divine economics, I invite you to get your own copy of my book, Divine Economics: Bridging Islamic Teachings and Economic Systems. It is available on Amazon KDP, where you can access the full content, case studies, and in-depth discussions that will equip you with the knowledge and critical thinking skills to contribute to a more just and ethical economic world. Visit Amazon KDP and search for Divine Economics by Muhammad Omar to get your copy today. Thank you all for your participation, thought-provoking discussions, and commitment to exploring ethical economics. May we all strive to apply these principles for a better, more just society.